I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Damn. Yeah. Damn. Kinda check the song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the sink, got blues inside.
What should I say?
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still say I broke my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with her, yeah, I'm with
and as this room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content. Come on.
Still the same, not switching sides.
Mama said that there'll be days, literally, just like
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment.
Come on.
You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer.
Call it too legit. Come on, baby.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel.
The name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviation to the matter. Put HBO in the chat. Let me help a brother out. Come on. Part 2, baby. That's all I want to do is run it up, baby. I just want to run it up. Yeah.
I just be off the dome.
Come on, baby.
I never own no chrome. Too many foes and clothes.
5, 4,
I be at home alone.
2.
I be in zones alone. I be on road alone.
Yeah.
I've been really in the field.
Yay.
I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
All I ask.
Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
The longest intro in the land, brought to you by Law Nation Sports. I'm back, baby. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate you.
Lately, I just wanna run.
All right. So, with that being said, we talked a little bit about on part 1 about the defense and how the defense is going to look, and then we were heading into the aspect of talking about Pickens and his money and why the Cowboys should go ahead and pay the brother. I get it, right? There's a lot of connotations or notions of saying that basically you can't have 2 wide receivers getting paid north of $30 million or $35 million or whatever it may be. And a lot of talks and conversation is around that. And let's listen in to some of the people that played in the National Football League and get things going in the best way possible. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear this audio.
Says he wants to stay in Dallas, but the cost of the bag has definitely gone up. I feel like if anything, it went up. But me personally, my value is just a playmaker type of guy. I feel like any team or wherever I play, I can be playing in Canada. I just want them to know that I'm definitely a playmaker. Mm-hmm. All things being equal, Pickens wants to remain in Dallas. I would love to, but when you can't control it, you just kind of hope for the best. Just the ultimate best deal when it helps everybody. Pickens said, if that's the best thing for both parties, then I'm willing to do anything. But like I said, I can't control it. So I just kind of chill. Ocho?
Yeah. Before Ocho go, appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. That is Shannon Sharp, the Nightcap. They are talking about the aspect of Pickens or whether or not you pay him or not. It's a no-brainer, in my opinion. You pay these guys. Everyone has a reason. Write that down. But results are what matter. And we're looking for results. I know. It's been 30 years, 30 seasons without a Super Bowl. But it's not easy to win a Super Bowl. If it was, then it would have been more than 30 teams and 30 other seasons of teams beating past the aspect of us having 5 rings. They would have had 6 or they would have 7 or 8. So you guys get what I'm saying. It's not easy. And I don't have the mindset of going to the postseason just to win a few games and lose some and say, hey, at least we made it to the NFC Championship game. No. My whole mindset is You want to win it. I don't give a dog. If tic-tac-toe, I'm not finna let you win. My daughter have yet to beat me in tic-tac-toe. I mean that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna give her any chances of winning. That's life, and that's a competition. Competitive edge is what you need to have. And if I can get more and more resources and more things on my side, I'm doing that. And that's the mindset that you should have, by the way. So when you start talking about George Pickens and what money should he receive, well, didn't he go out there and present a good display of what he can do, right? And no offense to the Noah Browns of the world, the James Washingtons of the world, but there's a reason why, you get what I'm saying? That you got to pay a little bit more to get something in return. And if I'm not mistaken, Joe Burrow's got two nice receivers, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right? And he's supposed to be the best quarterback since I guess sliced bread. So it is possible, right? And we witnessed just a few years ago, well, just last season, basically. Jalen Hurts, didn't he have AJ and Smitty and all of them boys and still have them guys? So that's just the nature of the beast. You're going to have those type of things. But let's listen to what he going to say,
Yeah.
Pickens says, hey, look, he's a playmaker. He wants it to be known. He's just not a playmaker in Dallas. He can be in Canada. He can be in Timbuktu. Just know that he's a playmaker. Now, if it's good for both sides, he's good for it. But the price going up.
Yes.
The price has gone up.
Yeah.
Yesterday, as Fat Joe Crack said, yesterday's price is
Ain't
not today's price.
Listen, I'm glad George Pickens understands his value. I hope Dallas Cowboys fans understand his true value as well. And understanding that I know as much as Dallas Cowboys fans love George Pickens, I love him as well. Understanding how that owner operates, and they're going to franchise tag him and try to reach a long-term deal. But I guarantee you, whatever long-term deal they try to reach is going to undermine and undervalue what George Pickens brings to that organization. To me, I only say I would love George Pickens to be somewhere else simply because he can get the most of what his true market value is as opposed to staying in Dallas. I understand.
Nah. Come on, man. Come on. Hey, sometimes, can y'all put it down in the chat? All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money, y'all. You can be the greatest of all wide receivers, but if you in the Jets, it ain't Garrett Wilson. What's that kid name? Went to Ohio State. Ain't he over there in Jets land? Pretty much in purgatory, right? And he's getting good money. So at some point, Pickens, there's what old folks say, what's good for the goose is also good for the gander. Meaning that also within the confines, he can probably go to another team, but he won't have the same quarterback. And I get how y'all probably say, well, Dak is whack anyway, but it just shows you that wherever Dak Prescott been and the other wide receiver on the other side, they get paid. Yeah, and they get results. All money ain't good money. Put that in the chat. I need to see it flooded all the way through because at this point, Pickens, he just had what? George Pickens had a slew of quarterbacks over there. And he wasn't getting the kinds of caliber of attention. It's cool. I get it. Money is something that we all need. My needs, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what money is short for. My needs. I need that money. Garrett Wilson, shout out to you, Thomas. Yeah, ain't nobody banging the table for him right now because he's been in a poor performance of a system. And I'm just telling y'all for what it is. So y'all can try to lead George Pickens astray. He can listen to y'all, but he's going to be in the next 2 to 3 years on the podcast right with y'all if he fool around and get paid a big lump sum of money and go to where they got no quarterback or no system put into place.
Understand that. And Dallas Cowboys fans, I'm sure most of you will be like, Ocho, go to hell, shut up. He's a Cowboy. Of course you want to be a Cowboy because you've seen what he can do with Dak, with CeeDee Lamb, and with that offense. But with the great understanding of being around the NFL for a very long time, understand how negotiations work, understanding how owners truly feel about you when you're not in those negotiating rooms, understand David Mulugeta is going to get exactly what he deserves and not a penny less. I just feel, based on Jerry Jones' track record, when it comes to paying players, especially one where you already have a number one, you're paying a receiver already as a number one, paying another number one whose true market value is number one money, which would overlap what CD is making.
Absolutely.
I just don't see it happening there in Dallas. So I see whatever deal they do get done, whatever deal they throw at David Mulugeta.
Trevor Smith is the agent for George Pickens. David Mulugeta, they are co-workers, right? They're cohorts or what have you, peer to peer. But it's Trayvon Smith is the agent for George Pickens, by the way. And I get what they're saying, but your market value is your market value, right? You can't control what's on the market. That's just how it is as it relates to that, as far as the level of production that he was able to exhibit. And I'm talking about George Pickens. So when you start to think about like market value and stuff like that, of course it went up because his productivity went up because he have an absolute real quarterback now. So when we look at everything, the tangible numbers, 30.6 is what the market's saying that he should be able to get according to the age, the productivity, and what he brought to the table last season. Now, that was only a Costco sample size, right? But you got to understand a 4-year, $122 million, that will be the deal. And they liking his contract to the likes of Jalen Waddle, a DK Metcalf, a Brandon Ayuk. I know his story. And as well as Garrett Wilson, for all crying out loud. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think, and they also compared it from the analysis of what age rank that they are at, basically. So, for example, the longer of the tooth out of those guys is DK Metcalf. If Pickens is smart and wise, right, he can go back into the market because I think Pickens is only, 23, 24, just turned 24. So if by the time he gets 27, 28, he can come back to the market with new money. But if he try to get it all now, then it may not work for him. And I'm not saying that Pickens should say, man, I do not deserve 35 or 36. What CeeDee Lamb is getting now is old news because the market done increased from the overall base of the NFL salary cap, right? So that salary cap is what I'm trying to tell y'all is an imaginary number because the salary cap is a myth. What you can do with this George Pickens contract, put voidable years, attach it, and give him a 4 to 5 year deal, and then tack more and more voidable years on it if you want to. Put him some front load money as it relates to guarantees, and he should be good. Yes, just because it's 35 matching what CeeDee Lamb is getting, you can look at the bonus money, the incentives. You can structure out a contract and whoop out all of the other nuances within the confines of this if you are smart on how you manage your coins, on how you manage your money. But let's listen more to what they got to say.
And George Pickens is going to be extremely low and extremely disrespectful. And George just needs to let Dave handle everything because I know Mr. Mulugeta is not playing. He's not going to play no games. So, I mean, listen, Cowboys fans, you know I've been nothing but gracious to y'all. I love y'all. I rarely speak bad on your team, but this is the situation where I need you to take your fandom out of it and understand what George Pickens' value truly is and know that your owner and the way he conducts himself shows no signs of actually paying George Pickens what he's truly worth.
I don't know if he's
how would you know that? You know what I'm saying? Pickens third in yards, ninth in targets. You know, this from Leon. Appreciate you for that a quick update right there. And, of course, there were some games that Pickens wasn't even the focal point, right? There's been many times that JSN and Pickens were right pretty much on the same keel. And for the differences of the two, and I know JSN and, boy, that boy is the dog out there. People fail to realize that particular system on how they ran their offense were very poised And on top of that, they didn't have to play around with scared money as it relates to targets and throwing the ball on the field and where you leverage and where you go at, because they had a damn defense too. Defense control a lot of things as it relates to your play calling on offense, but that's a whole nother conversation. The Cowboys going into this offseason, they clearly have enough money to spread things out. One restructure of Dak Prescott contract, you can really go in, ink the deal with George Pickens, and then you be off to the sunset, because what you don't want to do is go into this season just like you did the last offseason, and just like you did the last offseason before that time frame too. Now, yes, the Cowboys ultimately, they hold the highest of the highest card. And that way, I don't want them to do that. Why, Law? Because they can literally slap the franchise tag on him and say, hey, we got your right. We have your rights for at least a full year. And then they can go back and do them again with another franchise tag. So they technically got 2 seasons over him, right? But we don't want those type of situations, because the way I look at franchise tag, and I'm going to say this again till I'm Cowboys blue in the face, it is only to be used as a placeholder so you can get the deal done. You should never play your players on the franchise tag. Granted, $28 to $29 million is what the franchise tag market rate is, or what have you. Yes, that's cool. That's a lot of money, but it's only for a one-off. Most players want long insurance or surety so that they know for sure where they lay their heads at, that they can get back up and knowing that they're fighting for a greater cause, not for just 1 year, because one synovial fluid out of the knee, bone to bone, knee to knee, oh my God, they out for another 2 or 3 years, right? Or ACL and all of this. So players want some type of insurance, right? And that insurance will be a long-term contract, 3 to 4 years down the stretch, and it's better for the Cowboys. I just look at franchise tags, ladies and gentlemen, just like those payday loans or title loan places, right? You just overpay for whatever thing that you try to get. There's somebody right now still paying on that couch from 1998, right? That they done got from a title loan play that took out money, and you could have just asked Pookie and Ray Ray for those dollars, right? Have you ever noticed, lady, for those who watching, have you ever noticed that you don't see payday loans, title loan places in prominent areas, right? You only see them where the po folks at, right? You only see them where it's harsh community. Not enough money. Them loan sharks, that's what they are. You paying 500 to 600%, you know, on $1,000, right? It's crazy. But the Cowboys been using the franchise tag as a weapon here, right? I don't want them to do that. So, yes, it's better to go ahead and give them a long-term contract. And the Cowboys, as much as I've been beating them up on that, they know it. Because they know that this Law Nation, I'm going to get to yelling. And people going to get to saying, you know what? That doggone Law Nation with that beard, he telling us nothing but the truth over here. You know?
I'm going to have a choice. In order to not look, you can franchise him in hopes to get an extension, a long-term deal done, Ocho. 5 years, because he doesn't have any money on the contract anymore. It's not like you can add years and just do it like that. So you're going to have to give him somewhere 5 years. With that being said, he knows his value is the starting point, Ocho, is $35 million.
Absolutely.
Which is what Jetta got. That's the starting point, because Jetta did that deal 2-3 years ago.
Yes, sir.
So here we are, and the cap has gone up. So Jetta got a deal when the cap was probably $35, $40 million less than what it is now. With that being said,
yes,
you saw what I'm capable of doing. Now, I just want you to know now, I love it here in Dallas. It's great. Everybody's welcomed me with open arms. Everybody on the team, Jerry, you, Steven, and the family has been great to me. The fans have been amazing. But I want my money. I want what I've earned. This is what I was capable of all the time. And some look, I don't have.
They don't know that. They don't know whether or not Jerry Jones would disrespect George Pickens. They don't know that. They fishing. You know, there's nothing wrong with fishing for information like this, right? And I get it, you know. It's the off season, going into Super Bowl weekend, and the Cowboys still going to get all of the attention. We haven't been there in 30 years, 30 seasons, right? And somehow, one way or another, we still get the headlines of the attention. But we haven't heard from good old Jerry, you know. Yes, indeed. I don't know what's going on.
What's your point?
Hush your mouth, Jerry. That's my point. And the more we look at all of this, the more we can say to ourselves, all right, cool. The Cowboys going into this offseason, if they decide to do the same thing that they did with Michael Parsons, if they decide to do the same thing that they did with C.D. Lamb, if they decide to do the same thing that they did with Rain Dakota Prescott on their star-studded and tiered of players, then that should be the narrative. Don't go to Dallas at all, because you shine, you show up, man, the Cowboys star and shield will beat you down. Yeah, they don't want to pay nobody, man. Look at the pattern here. You know, that should be the battle cry then. Don't go to Dallas, because if you show up and show out, man, you're gonna have to fight for every coin that you got, you know, or going to get. I think that the families of the Joneses should understand that, man, we ain't finna go down this road again and expecting different results, because that's the levels of what they call it, insanities. Okay.
I have a problem with him having, but I knew he had to leave Pittsburgh because he was kind of set in his ways. Mm-hmm. They knew what he could do, but they knew they were never going to get out of George Pickens what Dallas got out of George Pickens.
Well, they
so
understood.
With that being said, Ocho, let him go. Let him. Hey, we got a draft pick. We got a third-round draft pick coming, but let him maximize his God-given ability. Let him show the world, this is what I can do all along. I wasn't given the opportunities, and he has the propensity to drift if you don't get him the ball early, if he doesn't get engaged early. And a lot of great receivers have had that. That's why teams or coordinators go out of their way to get the number one receiver the ball early. Because if I get him early, I'll have him late. But if I get him late, I'm not going to have him late. Yeah. Go ahead, Ocho.
No, I was going to say, I'm going to say you're truly right, but I'm hoping, which most fans aren't able to do, they're not able to compartmentalize the business, you know, side of things, and being a fan of said player that's a part of their team. Of course you want George Pickens there. Hell, I want George Pickens there. And I'm only saying I would love to see him elsewhere simply because the fact, you know, let's Cowboys fan, let's not be delusional when it comes to how Jerry Jones handles and conducts business when it's time to pay players. For one, he does it late. He always does it late. He does it on his time, and the franchise tag, most of the time they say, you know what, the franchise tag ain't going to buy us a little bit more time to get a deal done. Okay, let's say that's cool. But again, the numbers on his true market value, what he can get on the open market, is not going to reference that if he stays in Dallas. Right. Now, if he is George Pickens willing to take a goddamn hometown discount just to stay because he liked the team, like Dak Prescott, and you don't do that on your first deal, huh?
Let's go look at this. All right, so the team that can offer Pickens unbelievable money right now would be the Titans. Right, they got $104 million. Right, they can say, shit, we can offer Pickens 40 and just rule out all competition. Right, Raiders can offer him crazy money. The Chargers can offer him crazy money, and that could be a nice little landing spot for him. The Jets, hey, $83 million. The Commanders, 76. The Seahawks, they got $73 million. You can pair him up with JSN if you want to. And lo and behold, all of this stuff that they talking about, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm old enough to remember, I can literally look at the Bengals, right? They got enough money to pay Pickens. They can literally have T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Ed Pickens. They got $54 million. And their quarterback, by the way, is still getting paid $250 million. And that's Joe Burrows. They haven't even sniffed the playoff in 2 seasons themselves. But that's a whole nother conversation, right? The Rams, they got money. They were just a play away from being in the Super Bowl themselves, $48 million. What I'm getting at is that you just got to You just got to finagle the system, spread the money out. The salary cap is already at 303. It's going to be at 327 in 2027, right? And then on top of that, when you really think about it, in 2028, $352 million. That's a damn near increase of $50 million. That's all you need to know within the confines of the next 3 seasons. You can stretch and pull this money out. What I'm saying is that the salary, and this is just projections, right? It can be even higher. It don't go lower. So, yes, they can afford Pickens. Look at the money. In 2028, that's right around the corner. That's in 2 seasons. $52 million increase just like that. It's crazy, y'all. I'm telling y'all, don't worry about people saying, well, the Cowboys can't afford this and can't afford that.
No,
you don't
absolutely
do
not.
that with
No.
the first
That's a second or third deal.
Yes.
Look,
You know,
even when they gave Myles Garrett his money, even when they gave Michael Parsons his money, it's still not the money that he could have gotten had he made a total free agent.
Yes.
So I'm saying he has no more years on his contract. They can't franchise him. Now I take my services to the open market to see what I'm capable of doing.
Right.
Green Bay, like, okay, yeah, they blew the market up, but they had to give up draft compensation. Just imagine if they didn't have to give up draft compensation.
yeah.
So now I can pay him. He might have got $45, $50 million a year. We don't know. Myles Garrett definitely getting more than the $40 million, but he's like, look, I'm here. I just have no more guaranteed money. They're going to give me guaranteed money, 110, 115, whatever they gave him. But you really don't get an opportunity to see your true value, true free agent value until you hit the open market.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that's the whole point of the tags, right? That's the whole point of negotiating. You know, in the government world, we call it grade chasing, right? There's some people that can get a job at GS5, and of course, you don't want to be there and forever for a career. So you say, okay, it's an opening for a GS7. Okay. Oh, I got my qualifications, got my credentials. I'm going to jump to a GS7. You get there for 3 months, and then you're sitting there saying, oh, it's another position. It's a GS9. Oh, man, I'm going to just try to jump over there. You haven't even went through the growing pains enough to accumulate wisdom and understanding and knowledge for the 7 role. And now you just grade hopping, grade chasing, right? You're not defining or building up a base. And some players can do just that, and they can just chase the money, and return. You look back, and they just a glorified wide receiver that played on multiple teams without any substance but their name, and said, hey, I'm rich. And don't y'all know, regardless of the numbers of all of this money that people say that these guys make, write this down, 82% of NFL players 4 years after they retire, skid mark broke. Lonnie be making more money than these guys. Texas Tech, these guys, Jerry Jones, I know you make more money. All of these people that's in the chat, y'all be making more money than these players. That's why they jump on these podcasts. I'm not talking about Shay Sharp and Ocho Cinco. They making bread. I'll give them that. But there's a lot of guys living hand to mouth over here, driving Uber Eats, all in Walmart, trying to get jobs here, payday advance and all of this stuff, saying, hey, I'm your new representative. Because they haven't managed their money. They went and chased because they were saying, hey, I'm going to be this big football player, and I went and got the most money that I can accumulate with no substance to it. I get it. You want to be the highest of the highest paid guy. You want to get paid whatever rate of money that you can receive as it relates to what your input is. But you also got to make sure that you establish and build the proper relationships so that your money can be moneying for you. I'm not trying to sit back and tell everybody, man, just stay here for the Cowboys because of the immense amount of endorsements you can get. And for you can parlay. Shout out to the guy that say parlay. I forgot his name. But y'all get what I'm saying. It's one of those things, whereas all money just ain't good money. If you turn on most of these stations, you would see Moose Johnson. You would see Troy Aikman. You would see Tony Romo. You would see my guy Jesse Holly. You would see Isaiah Stanback. What do all of those boys got in common? You know what I'm saying? You would see Emmitt Smith. You would see Michael Irvin. Can I do the list continue or do the list shortens? You know, they all play with the Dallas Cowboys. Is what I'm also getting at, George Pickens. You can go chase that bag. Don't let that bag start chasing you.
Because the thing is, Ocho, it's kind of like when you in one job. They can tell you what they're going to pay you because you're already gainfully employed somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay, when you become available, that price goes up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm on the market. Now, hey, you bidding with Alphabet, you bidding with Meta, you bidding with with Amazon, you bidding with Microsoft, you're bidding against others. Well, when I got you right, Ocho. I mean, can't nobody do nothing.
Yeah,
I got the franchise tag on you.
Yeah, that's the sad part. How they weaponize that franchise tag, and for one, it works in the owners and the players' favor because at times it gives owners and their team, time to try to negotiate,
The whole Ocho, because teams are bad with money. Right now, teams do at some time. That's why I feel like I don't think what's the guy for Mendoza, right? He gonna be the number one quarterback or the first quarterback drafted, right, in this upcoming draft. And who am I to say, man, I haven't touched $1 billion, right? But who am I to tell people how to market and manage their money, right? But what I'm saying is that there will always be people that will overdraft on a quarterback, and there will always be teams that will overpay on a quarterback or wide receiver or running back or what have you. Why, Law? Why do they do that? Because they want to win. Who's old enough to remember there was a team in Cleveland named the Browns? There was some hiccups that was going on with a quarterback. I haven't seen that kid throw the football in a couple of years now. But he played for the Texans. And they said to themselves, we got all of this money. We got all of these resources. We will give him $225 million guaranteed. What did that do to the market? It blew the market wide earth open. People were saying, like, damn, that's the going rate now? I want one of them. And that's how perfect competition is all created from the marketplace. When a team is so willing to win, right, that they dismiss any logical reason. But if you want to hold on, and I know it could be some Bohemian Grove and some other Illuminati rituals that happen with my guy, Watson going up there to get massages and stuff down there in Texas, allegedly, but neither here nor there. Fully guaranteed, right? Not guaranteed, fully guaranteed. Shout out to you, Black 420 TV. Appreciate you for the correction. Fully guaranteed. Everybody wanted that, right? So the franchise tag allows you to negotiate with said player at the market rate or the market value before someone flood the market out. Right now, the Tennessee Titans can offer Pickens a $50 million contract, and it won't hurt them because of the way that their money is not tied up in other players. Now, granted, you can say, man, they're going to have a second-year quarterback there. Now he got a weapon. Oh, this is going to be monumental. They got new coaches there, all of that good stuff. It could work for them. But what the franchise tag is a wise move Jerry Jones can do is cease all of that and put that tag on him. Wow. He work out a long-term deal. But on the open market, it's going to inflate it if he just hits the open market and you get nothing back in return. Now, you can put the tender on him and say, hey, all right, Pickens, what we going to do in this particular light, if y'all want him, I put a tender on there and say, you're going to have to give me a first plus pay for him. Teams will do that too, by the way. You know, oh, it's going to take 2 second-round draft picks for you to get Pickens. Oh, we spent a third on him or something like that. So it's going to take you, if you really want him, Titans, you know, that's what the power of the tag. Now, one can argue that it benefits the owners. That point, you know, is very much so point taken. But it also helps the player too, for them not being so super gritty and saying, okay, let me just go to this team because they're going to throw me some crazy money. Let me get to the rest of this. I appreciate these boys on the nightcap. They do a great job.
To work out a contract. But just in this case, I'm understanding he can't get what his true value is going to be. That's all I'm saying. They're going to lowball him. They're going to disrespect him. If he was able to, if George Pickens was able to be inside those rooms and see how ownership really feels about you, they're going to bring up every little thing to say why we shouldn't pay him this amount of money.
Well, you remember we was in Vegas and you missed the bus. You remember there's a couple of meetings that you missed. You remember there's a couple of times that you was late to practice. You remember there's a couple of times. Now, I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
No, they're going to use all that.
Every negative thing that you do, they bring that up.
Up when it's time to negotiate.
I mean, that's life. That's life. Give y'all a true story. I had a friend of mine who moved to Texas, transferred from one government facility to the next, and they was looking to buy a home and prosper. Well, it could have been Little M. Bear with me. When they first originally looked at that house, it was $528,000. And he said, you know what? I'm going to wait 1 calendar year. He tried to go and purchase that same house. That house is now worth $829,000 just off of 1 year. Did the value change? Yes. What made the value change? Other houses made the value change. That's life. That's money 101. So yes, the value, you would never know what the true value if you don't have it in the open market. But at the same time, for your mind, the market just not going to sit around and wait for you. We all know that the quarterback market, the wide receiver market, and sometimes to a degree, defensive, well, all time to the degree because you want to be able to get to the quarterback, defensive edge market, them things don't go down, right? The only market that's been sustainable and stayed pretty much the same are linebackers and damn running backs, kickers and punters and stuff like that. If you really want to make some money, go be a DB, go be a quarterback, a wide receiver, one of those type of things. But if you really want to play for a long time, you do what your heart says you do. Don't chase the money is what I'm trying to get at.
That's why most of the time you don't want players sitting on room because you'll be pissed at how they truly feel about you. Yeah, matter of fact, man, I'm not going to listen. That stuff was told to me and do just so. I'm not going to mention. I'm just saying the top player, I'm not talking about just know anybody. The top players in the NFL, when it was time for them to get played at the receiver position, I was told verbatim what was said about them, and it shocked me because. Do you know who that is you talk about? Like that? That's how you really feel?
That's why.
What?
That's why you have someone to hear their side and can tell you your side, so you don't. I don't care what anybody says.
All right. So let me break this part down. When you dealing with people pointing out the negatives on your file, who out here in the chat ever purchased a home, right? And you get down to closing, the underwriters, they begin to comb through a lot of things. They want to know how tall you are, how big you are, what route of directions do you go to work, what color your pee, do you have a beard, do you don't have a beard? They want to know all types of crazy things because their number one job is to sure that if I'm underwriting this loan, if I'm going to put my money into your pockets so that you can purchase for whatever you're trying to do, that we get something back in return, that it can live through the life of this contract. So yes, we're going to bring up, hey, late in the meetings, we had to discipline him. That's not the Joneses. The Jerry Joneses and the Stephen Joneses of the world, they do get heat for that because we are the Cowboys. But all 31 other teams do the exact same thing. Nobody. How you think these guys got to become a billionaire? It just didn't fall into their hands. They probably did a little something, you know what I'm saying? But the name of the game is always buy low, sell high. Always measure twice, cut once. Always look at somebody and say, I question their integrity. I question, do they really want this, right? Prove it to me again, right? So that's why I said the franchise tag is good. You just don't want players to play on it because it cripples you. You can't prorate that money. You can't spread that money out. It's a strong and a hard cap hit, and it cripples the team more so than anything. It's like you said, like I said earlier, you paying $5,000 on a $828 couch that you went to Best Way to go get, right? Or you went to damn title loan, payday loan. There's somebody right now watching this saying, damn, I got to go make that payment. Man, I ain't never getting that title back to that car. I'm still paying off on this and that because you got sucked into thinking that this was a right move for you when it wasn't. You'd have did better just asking Pookie and Ray, man, let me hold about $150, man. Hey, Shirley, let me hold about 80.
Says when they say when you could be an MVP, when they say, well, we don't thank you all of that, or you haven't helped us advance past this,
right?
That leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just does.
Yeah,
because you're human. Ocho, the chat say you ain't have this energy for Jamar and T.
Come again? Press play.
The chat says you didn't have this energy for Jamar and Jamar and T.
Dang.
Yes, I did. I said the same thing. And this situation is a little different because George Pickens has had issues. George Pickens has had troubles. He had troubles in Pittsburgh. He was pissed. Unc, you got on him.
Bull sugar, man. You give Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Kenny Pickett, and whoever else that was throwing the football over there in Pittsburgh land, trust and believe, they will have troubles too. All these wide receivers, 9 times out of 10, are little divas, right? They want the ball. They don't want the contact if they're not really getting the ball or what have you. All of these wide receivers got that little trait of I want the ball, it's about me. And I'm supposed to be the premium of the premiums, right? I was open. You should have gave me the ball, right? And if they ain't like that, then you really don't even want that, right? Even Jerry Rice wanted the damn ball. And when he wasn't catching it good enough, even he had to put some stickums up on him. Oops, did I say that out loud? Come on, man.
I got on him.
Yeah.
And now he goes to Dallas and shows what he truly can do. And I understood what he could do if given the opportunity to do exactly what he can. And I just want to see him get paid. He's not going to get paid what he deserves in Dallas. I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying in a good thing for him finally getting his payday and his due justice after all the bull jive he's been through. Let's maximize that one opportunity, that one small window you do have to make as much as you can, and it's just not going to be able to happen in Dallas.
Ocho, listen to yourself, bro. Listen to what you're saying. Why did that happen? I want to know. I want to ask you guys this in the chat. In the hearts of hearts, let's just be real. Let's just talk about this. Do you really think that if Dak Prescott was hurt for the entirety of the year and you had Cooper Rush or I guess Joe Milton throwing him the ball, that we'll be talking about bringing to the table $30 to $35 million for George Pickens? Go hand in hand. Rightfully deserving of money? No, it's what the market says, bro. My guy who moved all the way to Texas, rightfully, he wanted that house at $500,000 something dollars. Deservingly, he should have gotten that at that rate. But by him waiting too late, of course it went up. So Pickens' money is essentially tied to the market. And the market states that Jalen Waddle, Brandon Ayuk, and Garrett Wilson. Now, I know DK Metcalf is a little bit longer in the tooth. He's 27. That's kind of crazy. But I'm going to ask you guys, and let's be real with it. If Jalen Waddle was on his team, would he been able to generate some better numbers than what he did last season? If Brandon Ayuk was on his team, wouldn't he been able to generate better numbers? Of course, he was hurt or what have you. Garrett Wilson. GP got somebody throwing him the ball, arguably, for at least 3 to 4 weeks in the National Football League. People were arguably saying that Pickens is the best damn wide receiver in the National Football League. The best wide receiver in the National Football League. Of course, until like other politics stuff got in the way. Cowboys banned 3 games in 12 to 13 days. Nobody else asked for those players to do that on the other side. That's something that people fail to contextualize too, by the way.
That's all. Hey, I'm glad, I'm not here to argue tonight. I did all my arguing yesterday. I'm trying to stay nice, cool, calm, and collected.
It depends, Ocho.
Yeah,
it really depends. Do I think he can pole vault Chase in Dallas? No, I don't.
No.
Do I think if he hit the open market he could do? Yes,
absolutely.
Or get damn close to it.
Hold on,
absolutely.
No, if he hits the open market, he's gonna pole vote no matter what. He's gonna reset the market.
Yes, that's what I believe. But I don't believe.
True that. My guy Action Powell is in the chat. He said that's also minusing CD Lamb. I do get that too. Right, CD Lamb was out for like 3 or 4 games, right, while he was on that tariff, right, and one can argue. Hold on. Let's play this little game right quick, and I appreciate y'all so much. Put a 4 in the chat if y'all enjoying the show right now. Shout out to you, Nick Steve. Shout out to you, King226D. Appreciate you, Ely in DC Studio 954. That's on the ground. Appreciate you. Living stress free. I think that's your name on the ground. Appreciate you. Give a shouts out to all of y'all. So the point of it is that we can argue that was without CD Lamb, right? And Pickens was able to generate those kind of caliber of numbers, which is cool. And I love the fact that we can go back and forth and say those things. But let me be straight with y'all. Why we can't have good things in Dallas? Everybody else can, right? I mean, people talking about JSN. Oh man, he just all by himself and just took a crap on Cooper Kupp, and I get it. You know, people fail to realize Cooper Kupp, you still got to warrant some type of an attention. That's people try to liken JSN, and I hate to beat up Noah Brown, shout out to him, but they acting like he had Noah Brown on the other side, right? That's not the same. When you see Puka Nacua, yes, he's been a dog, he's been nice, but DA ain't nobody to sleep on, right? But let me go a little bit further, because that's the makeup of these type of teams. But let me go a little bit further into this conversation. How many years T. Higgins and Jamar Chase been together? Get my Dick Gregory on now. How many years A.J. Brown and Smitty been together? Right? And so many people dogged us when we had Amari Cooper. Write this down. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb only played 7 games together. That's crazy. 7 games together, man. That ain't even that's a Costco sample size. And everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, somebody, see, the Cowboys can't get it done. That's crazy. We get CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens for a little less than a year. Dak's still trying to get on the same page with Pickens, by the way. And they finally got on the same page, and now it's time for them to say, hey, you know what? Let's Pickens go somewhere else. No. I think that, we need to sit back and say to ourselves, I get the continuity part that Jerry Jones said, but damn it, it starts right now. This is the continuity part. Pay this man, let's move it on, and leave these guys that's talking about Jerry not going to pay him out the conversation. People fail to realize Alvin Harper wasn't chopped liver too. Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper, they needed one of another. Of course, Michael Irvin get most of the shine for your mind, but they needed that tandem. Law. Now these tandem things are new. Tony Hill, Drew Pearson. Y'all get where I'm going?
At Bright Mike $9.99. Oko talking out the sides of his neck. He wasn't even talking about Pickens until he came to Dallas. They hate to see us as a contender.
Man, AI teacher, I'm going to have to fix her up, though, a little bit. But, yeah, you're right. Mike, you're right. Shout out to you for the $9.99 for your mind. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. Yeah. And then, we did have Brandon Cooks, too, though. I'm not going to beat up Brandon. But that's a year after we done said we just can do the wide receiver by committee in 2022. Y'all remember that? We went and got a T.Y. Hilton, was 33 and a third, like he was a damn master mason, how old he was by the time we got him. And who remember, the 3rd and 30 T.Y. Hilton? We had CeeDee Lamb, Noah Brown, and T.Y. Hilton, I'm not trying to go back. I'm not trying to hype up the James Washington. But I'm not trying to do those type of things. And by the time we got Brandon Cooks here to get fully going, they had that brother running hitch routes, comeback routes, and you saw that, man, he don't play through the catch of the ball. Shout out to you, my guy, Brandon Cooks. But that same INT that happened in Buffalo, I remember vividly that happened in 2023 when you allowed a man to come through your body and frame. It was Zaire Alexander. Go back and watch that play. Like, come on, man, you got to get some vice grips. That would never happen if you had Pickens and Lamb. But that's a whole nother conversation. Let's go, man. Let's listen to these guys.
I don't believe he can get what you think he deserves,
right?
What he's earned based on the production that he's done. Because you got to realize now, he came in as the number 2 receiver. He came in. CeeDee Lamb was top dog. Now he proved that we knew.
Look at this, man. What you got going on here, man? See, here we go with this game. He's the number 2 wide receiver. Why we got to do that here? Huh? He's a weapon. When it was time to pay CeeDee Lamb, people were saying slot merchant. Oh, man, he can only run inside the slot, right? Man, he can't be on the outside. You don't even hear that with JSN. You put him inside the slot, put him in the backfield, put him on the outside, you put him in the inside. Hell, you can put him on a wheel route. There's no route that he can't run, right? Same thing with CD. But, you just hear those negative connotations. How about we got weapons and let them be who they need to be? You don't have to have a definitive role as your 1 or your 2 or what have you. Them 2 ones.
He was a number 1, given the opportunities, but CeeDee Lamb was wide receiver 1, and we saw that early on who was getting the targets, Ocho.
Yeah.
They'll tell you who number 1 is based on how many targets you get. They'll tell you who's head of the house. Look at his plate. When it comes feeding time, look at his plate. Who get the big piece of chicken? Who get the most rice? Who get the most rolls? Who get the most cornbread? Who get the biggest glass of sweet tea? That's the head of the house.
Yes.
it just is. And so, but I think those 2 guys handle it very well, considering Ocho. It's not like a situation where Chase and Higgins. It's not like a situation where you and TJ.
Yes.
This is a situation that you brought another guy in.
Hold on, you brought another guy.
Hey, let me show. Hey,
hold on. Not only did you bring,
let y'all know who the big dog here.
Hey, you didn't just bring somebody else in. You brought a true number 1 in, and you already have a number 1, so you can't.
I mean, the disrespect to CeeDee Lamb, man, it's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's disrespectful. That's flat out that disrespectful to the Lamb. He brought in a true number 1, as if though the one there's not a true one. Oh my gosh, man. I can't make this stuff up. Yeah.
Look at my African American over here.
Jeez, man. Why we can't have good things, man? I'm looking at it even when you look at the Detroit Lions, right? And they had Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery. Man, we had that before they had that, when we had Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. But it was so many, hey, man, let Ezekiel Elliott only eat. Let's not give it to Tony Pollard. He fumbles the ball or he's not strong enough to be able to block and add protection. We only need Zeke. We don't need Tony. And then when Zeke started to decline a little bit because you got a guy that was first time ever calling plays for a running back who was on this team to compete as a quarterback the same time Zeke was here, right? They came up onto the ranks. I'm talking about Kellen Moore. I'm not beating him up, but I am. But all of a sudden, you can Zeke, and then you start talking about Tony Pollard. That's the life of a Cowboys over here when we can't have good things without somebody debating and stripping it down and saying that you can't execute these type of things, which is crazy. Other teams do it. It's not even back and forth. I'm old enough to remember the Saints did it for many of years with Alvin Kamara and them, right? But the Cowboys, we can't have good things. Even Derrick Henry, when he first cut his teeth in the National Football League, wasn't he paired up with Murray? But the Cowboys, we can't do those type of things. It's either one or the other.
And have 2 alphas at the same position. You can't. And I think the upside and what CeeDee Lamb is very, very good. We talk about a top 5. We talk about a top 5 player when it comes down to it when he's healthy. Now George Pickens is also, when he's healthy, and given the opportunities to play and get the balls and then get
pause, man.
the
Come
football,
on,
the way he can. You know what he can do.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
a
man.
top 5 talent as well.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
The value in him reaching and maximizing his full potential when it comes to dollars and cents, it's just not going to happen. And if they pay him more than CD, then it's going to be an issue. It's
Yeah,
gonna
but
ruffle
like I said,
feathers.
I believe he's going to go north of 35 million. I think he's going to get more than AJ Brown. AJ's at about 32, 33. He's jumping that.
Yeah.
He's jumping that, and I see, you guys talking about 30, 32 is all he's going to get. No, he's not. He's going to leap CD.
What are y'all talking about?
What's the whole point? It doesn't matter whether or not you can leap somebody or not, because even if you give him a $35 million contract, APY and all of that, CD Lamb contract is 2 to 3 years dated at this point. It's an old contract. It's an old contract. Give him twin contracts. You got enough money to do it. Give him twin contracts. But before we go any further, man, appreciate all of you guys. Thank y'all for jumping in. I know you guys may need some sleep, but if you're going to sleep, sleep on this.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
No doubt when you use the promo code LAW, $20 from me to you is added to your beautiful account. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, when you deposit $100, they will match up to $100 on your first initial deposit. That's $220. That's the #1 fantasy app, not 2, not 3, but 1. So be sure to check out our proud sponsors, partners, Sleeper, and use promo code LAW. All right, year 3 of his on the contract. Yeah, shout out to your ICE code. What we like to do at this point, I know we are cookie cutter pressure for time. They got about 3 more minutes on this segment. Because I haven't heard this segment all the way through. Shout out to the Nightcap. Appreciate them boys. Be sure to give them a like and follow. They are one of the juggernauts in this business, in this space. I remember when they very first started, right? So shout out to the Nightcap. Y'all be sure to check them out. Let's listen to the rest of it. Got 3-4 minutes left on this one.
Because the difference is between CD. CD had years left on his contract, so theoretically, you give up some of that, Ocho, to get security right now.
Yes.
Because theoretically, they can make you pay the contract out and franchise you, as I told you they could possibly do to Micah.
Yeah.
So what CD was willing to give up, you know what? I'll take a little less to get the long-term security. Well, George Pickens, he doesn't have anything. He's like, I want long-term security and I want this right now. So I want maximum value while I'm here. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Yeah. So that's what we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. Me personally, Ocho, this is the one time that I think Jerry's going to be anxious to get a deal done because he listen. Pick has done a great job of playing the game. Now, we know the situation with Mulugeta and Micah. We understand that. But this guy here, down the field, because he can do it all. He can take a hitch route and go 80, or he can take the top off and go 60 over the top. They haven't had this in a long time. Ocho.
You had Amari Cooper here, but that's a whole other conversation. And Amari Cooper at that time had more successful years than a one-off than a Pickens, right? And I'm not beating up Pickens. I get it, right? What I'm saying is basically we had this before, and we just don't want to circle back and redo the same thing over and over again. That would be insanity, right?
A big body with a huge catch radius.
And so because they have that, you think all of a sudden
I do.
Jerry Jones, the same Jerry Jones that we've seen.
I'm gonna be optimistic about Jerry this time.
Man, child, please. Listen, I love Jerry. And for somebody in the chat that just said they don't understand and I'm not making any sense, let me clear.
You're not making sense, brother.
Clear up for you in my terms. George Pickens can't get his true value in Dallas when you already have a number one receiver. Therefore, I prefer him to be able to hit the open market and get his true value somewhere else and actually have his own team and be a number one elsewhere. Understanding and knowing the game that Jerry's going to play. If you understand the business and you see how that specific owner has always worked when it came to playing players, that's all I'm saying. It should make.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
If the Cowboys want you, they will make that money, and they will pay for you if they want you. Right now, the whole thing of it with the Micah Parsons thing, feelings got in the way, and that happens sometime. Emotions happen sometime. Not everybody got that strong stance on sitting still and just letting it figure it out, not saying or talking, not laying out on the bench and all of that stuff where feelings getting all in the way. And I get it. I wanted Parsons here. The time to pay Parsons wasn't last season. It was the season before, right? And the Cowboys, we talked about this on multitudes of levels of where the Cowboys have their issues and their faults at, right? And what I'm trying to get at is that whenever you have the quarterback advocating for you to stay and be here. This quarterback didn't do that much to advocate for Amari Cooper or any other, and I'm not blaming Dak for all of that. But what I'm saying is collectively, you can have the mindset of saying that there are not just the quarterback here, but the other player like Lamb and other guys. They're saying, pay George Pickens.
Out of the ball right, but we got to make sure that we aren't complacent with what we've done on our side of the ball. We've got to get one of our guys signed and make sure that we take a big step on offense as well.
You said getting one of your guys signed.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, the guy out here. The guy out here that doesn't have a contract. No matter in whichever way that they got to do it, he's an important piece of this offense, important piece of what we're trying to do. And so leave it to those guys. Obviously, if I need to get involved, I've said it before, I will. But confident in Jerry and everybody who makes those decisions and how much he means to us.
Yeah, I mean, it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so before we go any further into this conversation, I just want to talk to you guys about my proud sponsors right here. Let's talk to them. BRUNT Workwear. Let's not work in pain, but let's work in comfort. And I'm talking about quality comfort. BRUNT Workwear brings you that element of comfort, stability, and also durability. With BRUNT, your number one workwear out there in the field, built to last, built to survive, and also leaves you with style and grace. So visit BRUNTWorkwear.com and use promo code LAW and pick up you a pair. Most certainly, and that's your number one boot workwear, BRUNT. So be sure to use promo code LAW. Pick up you a nice pair of those boots, man, especially if you need to put one to the face of someone. All right? My bad. Wait a minute, BRUNT, like, wait a minute, nonviolence. Oh, my bad. Don't pick up the violent kind. Pick up the Martin Luther King kind, man, and get 47% off of your BRUNT boot when you use promo code LAW, man. Appreciate y'all, man. All right, with that being said, I do love mock drafts or what have you. Earlier today, there was one that I saw on Instagram. Let me see if I can pull this up. And it had us going with the notion of Caleb Downs falling to the 12th spot. And when we start talking about a defensive player that is he a force multiplier? Was he a force multiplier for the Ohio State? I'm talking about Caleb Downs, right? And if that happens, man, that would be a plus for us to be able to see something like this. I would love it. I know a third of you guys would love it. I do love the draft aspect of is one of those things where is your team can change just like that from a perception aspect. They got with the first pick, the Raiders going with Fernando. Arvell Reese going with the second pick. David Bailey is going with the third. You got Reuben Bain Jr. going with the fourth. Keldrick Falk, oh my God. If that happened, he goes to the fifth overall pick. Hey, I'm loving that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he do that. Shout out to Keldrick Falk and them. Jordan Tyson, he's going there to die in Cleveland because I just don't believe Cleveland just produce anything great up that way. I'm just saying, but shout out to him. He going to Cleveland. And then you have Carnell Tate going to Washington, giving JD5 another weapon. That would be nice for them, right? Jeremiah Love going to the New Orleans Saints. Peter Wood going to the Chiefs, and then you got Caleb Downs going to the Cincinnati, Ohio, what I'm saying, Bengals. And then you got Sadiq, he's going to the Miami Dolphins. And then you got Styles, Sonny Styles, who make fights. Styles make fights. I would not be mad at that at all. From CBS, this is their mock draft. I love that. Jamad McCoy goes to the Rams, which is cool. Spencer Fano, he goes to the Ravens. Caleb Banks goes to the Bucks. Mekhi Lemon goes to the USC. From USC goes to the Jets. Mansour Delane, boy, we was this close for picking up Mansour Delane. Avion Terrell, who I got as my third or fourth DB in this one. Casey goes to the Panthers, and then we get TJ Parker. Are y'all happy with this particular situation? Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Are y'all happy with this? TCU got TCU Bud Clark, cornerback. This is from Aztec. Appreciate you. That would be nice. I like the TCU Bud Clark. He's balled out. He absolutely improved his stock in the Senior Bowl. I do like what he brings to the table. But overall, collectively speaking, is that something that you guys would like to see? But before we go any further, y'all know we like to open up the phone lines. But before we open up the phone lines, we got to rewind for your mind.
There are times in life you wish you had a do-over. If you're in a wreck, make the smart choice right away. Frenkel and Frenkel, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. Call our proud partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, backed by,
and they understand the cost.
100 years of experience. Be sure to reach out to them. They're located here in the heart of Dallas. They know the terrain. They know the areas. So if you get into a fender bender, even if you get a paper cut and you slip and you fall and you hit that hip at work, call 214 or 817, and all threes you can dial and have our team of Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers to come and fight for you. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't dial that number, just visit FrenkelFirm.com. Now, my hotline for your mind is 657-390-7391. That's the hotline for your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, the first person that I have is from the 901. You're live on the nation. Talk to me.
Law.
What's good with you?
Can you hear me, man? This pulpit, man.
Pulpit, man. I can hear you, man. Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Can you hear me?
Man, I'm from Memphis. I live in D.C., man.
Yeah.
I've been a Cowboy. Remember I told you last time, I'm a Cowboy fan all my life.
Yeah.
You You remember I told last time I told you I knew the what you call his pop that we had a defensive tackle. Let me you made a great point your last show. I caught it in on the last time, and you were talking about Jim Schwartz.
Right.
How we missed out on Schwartz as a coordinator.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get this little dude a chance just because he was in Philly a couple of years, and we gonna see. I don't think it made any sense really bringing in anybody that ain't never called defensive plays before. That's a tough task.
Okay.
My point is this. Jared McCoy, no. I'm a diehard Tennessee fan.
Before you go there, because that's a whole nother topic, right? We're going to stay on par with the topic. So your reservation is on Christian Parker because he never called plays before, right?
Right.
And you would prefer to have Jim Schwartz here. Would that be more of the same? Because I prefer Jim Schwartz too, right? So is that more of the same or something different?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because you got to remember, everybody keep talking about how bad our defense was last year.
Facts.
The year before that, it was worse if you ask me. All right, now you got to remember that.
I think Zim got more out of his players than.
Okay, hold on. I understand what you're saying.
Right.
Zim got more out of his players, but when we brought in Eberflus, I don't know who drafted Donovan Ezericu, but my point about Donovan Ezericu, and see, this goes to sports acumen, like identifying problems with the defense and fixing it. Because we couldn't stop the run, it didn't make any sense to go draft somebody who was 6'2", 240 pounds, and put him at defensive end to set the edge for the rush. So Donovan Ezericu making one or two plays throughout the season, he had no game-changing plays. You know who I called and yelled down there for them to draft all year long? I said, y'all need to draft either Jack Sawyer, who scooped and scored in AT&T Stadium,
right,
or get TJ Talamalua. Both of them weighed 264 pounds. Let me get to this point.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dallas, man, Christian Parker. If Christian Parker don't do this, if he don't put his foot down, if he don't put his fist down on the desk and say to himself, if he can't look at this defense and say the first thing he needs to do is, man, we need to take our first draft pick at number 12. As soon as Fernando Mendoza get drafted, we need to get that pick to whoever next. If it's the Jets, get him that pick, maybe a second-round pick, maybe 2 second round. We got 20 picks. Get him 2 second-round picks and go get Desmond Bain, man. I'm trying to tell you right now. Go get Desmond Bain, and then with that next pick at 20, move up again and either get Caleb Downs, maybe Styles, or even maybe some defensive person from Indiana. In Dallas, Law, are you listening?
Well, I'm trying to follow you because you said move up, trade the form for Bain, right?
Trade the 12th pick up right after Mendoza gets drafted and go get Desmond Bain, man. You got to get somebody who either play Dallas.
You talking about Ruben Bain, right?
Yeah, Ruben Bain. I'm sorry, Ruben Bain. See, Law.
Yeah, messed me up for a second. Yeah, go ahead.
Law, we got to. Look, man, I've been calling down there, man, cursing Will McClay and them out for years about their football IQ, man. And the problem is, Dallas, they won't draft from championship pedigree stock, man. Look what happened when we drafted Ezekiel Elliott. We went 13-3 the first season, man. Why? because Ezekiel Elliott came from championship pedigree, man. Them years we were winning in the 90s, man, all them kids, Michael Irvin, Russell Maryland, they played in national championship games. That's why Bill Belichick was able to win year in and year out. He drafted kids that played in national championship games and won the national championship game. It ain't no different in Dallas. That's Dallas pedigree, man. Roger Staubach, all the players we had in the 90s, man, they won championships. You can't bring lower tier level skill players in Dallas, man. It's too high profile. The lights too big, and I keep trying to tell people this, man. Ain't nobody listening until they start doing that, man, on a regular basis. It don't matter who they bring in there, man. You got to get bigger, stronger, and faster, and you got to have players, man, that can play in the spotlight and got a I don't care attitude every year in and year out, man, because that's what it takes to be a Dallas Cowboy, man, because don't nobody care. Man, look, you got 31 teams that don't care about beating us. All they want to do is beat us. And you got to have players, man, that can play at that high level.
All right, so now it's time for me to retort, okay? You did a great job of I guess banging the table for Ruben Bain, right? Trading up the form to go get him. Now, who was the best edge rusher last season? Who's the best edge rusher last season? Who's the best rookie edge rusher last season?
Who was the best edge rusher last season?
Yeah.
I would have to think it was somebody out of the SEC.
Okay, but you don't have the name of that person, right? They really didn't move the needle, right? Who did the Giants win? Got?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was the kid out of Penn State.
Okay, did he perform better than Donovan Ezaraku?
Yeah, he performed better than Donovan Ezaraku, man. Donovan Ezaraku.
What did Abdul Carter do better than Ezaraku?
He forced turnovers.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody keep talking about Donovan Ezaraku, man. And if Eberflus had taken Donovan Ezaraku and put him at outside linebacker, I might have wouldn't have had no problem. Man, the first game of the season, and you know what I'm talking about because you're a diehard Cowboy fan and you watched that game. Man, Donovan Ezaraku, he didn't even look like he belonged in the NFL. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then when we played Philly again, Malutu just slammed him around like he was a rag doll, man.
And Abdul Carter looked like he belonged in the National Football League.
Okay, man. You can take them Boston College stats all you want to.
Right.
You can look at them Boston College stats all you want to, man. I played football. I know what I'm talking about. So the eye test, he might have passed the stat test, but he didn't pass the NFC East test.
Okay. So what did you want? So what did you wanted for the Cowboys to do last season again?
Man, last season, Dallas should have went and they should have found them another monster defensive tackle. You know who I wanted them to draft? The boy out of Kentucky that played for the Buffalo Bills.
What was his name?
The 6'8", Walker. The 6'8" kid, 6'8", 365 pounds, a wrecking machine. So they've never done that.
Would he have been able to get playing time over Kenny Clark or Quentin Williams?
Man, Kenny Clark old, man. He's old. So the problem is they keep assessing this mediocre talent. And I like Quentin Williams. I'm not going to lie. I like Quentin Williams. Do you think Quentin Williams is a 4-down defensive tackle?
A 4-down defensive tackle, Quentin Williams? Before that, I think that he can play every down. He can play 0-1. He can play 2-tech, 3-tech. He can do just about anything. He shade to 1, shade to 2. What do you thinking that his limitations are from Quentin Williams, if that's the case?
Man, how much does Quentin Williams weigh? Quentin
you talking
Williams
about
weighs
size?
311 pounds.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
He's a 311-pound defensive tackle.
Yeah.
We drafted Tor, who got good feet, but Eberflus couldn't coach him up.
Right. So that's why we got the best. And since 2024, don't you know who led all sacks?
Who did?
The Minnesota Vikings. You know who their D-line coach is?
Who?
Marcus Dixon. You know where he's at?
He's in Dallas?
Yeah, he's in Dallas.
Okay. But you got to put. You mean to tell me you rather have Ezelico coming off the edge as opposed to Reuben Bain?
Reuben Bain is not an option right now. I would rather for the Cowboys to go into this particular offseason and go give me a Max Crosby to a degree, or just, figure out what you can get as far as an edge rusher that's a veteran, that's a proven veteran. I can do that. We don't know what Bain gonna do. Bain might end up going to this league, and he might end up only giving you 3 sacks this season, 3 or 4.
Man, if you believe that, let me tell you something, man.
Is Bain better than the kid that played edge rusher for the Rams? What's his name? Y'all help me out. Tip of my tongue.
It's for the Rams.
Yeah, the edge rusher who won rookie defensive player of the year.
Who was the best defensive college football player this year, man?
Jerry Vars. Is Bain better than Vars? Is Bain better than Vars?
Than Verse?
Vars. Yeah, Jerry Vars. Yeah. Is he better than Vars?
Verse can't fix 2 problems. He can't stop the run. He a good edge rusher. Man, Bain sets the edge.
In closing. Yeah, in closing. Go ahead.
He set the edge for the rush. And, he set the edge for the running game, man. Man, Bain is 275 pounds of pure force, man. That's what Dallas got to have. Jerry and them need to move up with that pick, man. I'm trying to tell you. You see, y'all still looking at all of this scheme shit. Man, that scheme stuff, that's some BS if you ain't got the players, man. You got to have ferocious people. Man, when we was winning Super Bowls 30 years ago, since the Patriots done won 6 Super Bowls in 25 years, going and getting people that are forces of nature on their defense, man. So y'all can sit up here and keep trying to do all this delusional stuff all you want to. I've been yelling and screaming bigger and faster and stronger. Right. They had no business giving Ozzy all that money, man. He can't stop the run.
Appreciate you, man. Let people know where they can find and follow your pulpit.
Man, let me tell you something. You can find me in Washington, D.C. on the streets helping the homeless. Yeah. That's where you can find me at.
No doubt, man. I'm going to tell people to look out for Pulpit, man. Appreciate you for the 901, man. Pulpit, man. Boy. The whole time I'm fighting for my life over here, man. Y'all didn't save me at all, man. I'm done with y'all, man. I'm fighting for my life over here, man.
Y'all killing me with this. I can't help that.
Out of here. For my life, man.
Robert.
Y'all killing me.
Kill me.
Y'all trying to kill me.
You killing me, man.
Y'all gonna do this to me.
This is not.
I'm fighting for my life over here, scrambling and scraping over here. I'm fighting. Hey, man. Hey, Pulpit, man. Hey, that babe, boy. He better produce 12 to 15 sacks, man.
At Sadiqa Charles, $5,194.05. Blah, next caller is waiting. Can I please talk? I am waiting. Hang up, Pit. Sheesh.
Jeez. I got Kobe for the 817. You're live on the Nation, man. Brought to you by Pool Pick, man.
Hey, Lord.
Hey, man, I'm fighting for my life over here, man. I was done, man.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
You got to go through that, man. I'm sorry, man.
I was trying to figure it out, man, because I love edge rushers, and I get it, man. You know, Jared Verse, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year with only 4 sacks, right? But you knew the potential side. And the Pace kid for the Atlanta Falcons, he just had 10.5. Somebody was saying in the chat, we went to Tennessee in them. So it just depends on what system you go to. But, man, I don't think that Matt Eberflus, if we had rhinos on the team, like you can literally put a rhino on the team, he would figure out a way for that rhino to look like a butterfly, you know? So it was difficult, man. It was difficult, man.
Well, what I suggest we do with our 12 pick, I think we should trade up and go get Desmond Bain because he shoot really good 3-pointers.
Hey, man, they were wild, boy.
When he said Desmond Bain, he lost me. I'm like, man, what is he talking about? Desmond
Man.
Bain played for the Memphis Grizzlies last time I checked.
The name.
Nah, man, I just wanted to, hey,
Man.
happy birthday, man. Happy
Appreciate you,
birthday,
man. Thank you,
I
man.
hope you still celebrate, man. Life is so precious and so
Yeah.
important, man, and you give us so much life with your platform, so it's only right we put life back into you, man. So
Man, I
thank
appreciate
you for
you,
all
man.
you do for the nation, who you are as an individual. You know, I don't know you personally, man, but as the most you let us in, man, I can tell you a good cat, man. So
Man, I appreciate you, man.
Happy birthday to you, man. I just want to touch back on the George Pickens thing. if you
Right.
don't mind.
I don't mind at all, man. Go ahead with it.
Okay, well, Ocho, you know, and Shannon, you know, I check them out. I like what they say.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Every time they talk about the Cowboys, man, there's just some negativity go on, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that could come from, you know, Ocho, you know, playing in Cincinnati and being, you know, with a poor franchise his whole life, you know, and his whole career, maybe envious of the Dallas Cowboy and how, you know, I don't know what it is. You know, and Shannon, he's just a Denver Broncos, so they hate us by nature. You know, so I don't know what it is, man. But George Pickens is his. If he ever hear this,
At Sidika Charles.
Hold tight.
$94.05.
I got multiple.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, chattering. I am not in line on the phone pit. Was not only lost me, but was so confused.
Man, AI Tisha, man, I don't know how she double time in here, but man, I appreciate AI Tisha. But shout out to you, Sidika Charles, man. She doing her thing, man. Hey, I don't mind y'all at all submitting those super chats in, especially during the off season. But what you were saying with George Pickens, though, by the way.
I just feel like his best chance at a great career is staying where he's at. The reason being is because he's had a Kenny Pickett before. He's had a good defense before when he was with the Steelers.
Right.
And it still got them nowhere, you know. So what I feel, man, is don't reset the market. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, man, because like you said, you could grab $100 million right now. In about 3-4 years, you can go grab more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it'll benefit you to just get that $100 million right now. Get that $122 million. Get $100 million guaranteed or close to it, and feast with Dak and CD, man. That's
No
your
doubt.
best option.
No doubt, man. You go ahead and pay them. Let's not let this fester or grow anymore, because it goes back to that analogy what I said with my guy, man, that tried to buy that house in Little Elm. You know, it went up, and I'm telling people, if you move into Dallas, it ain't gonna be the same price that you saw today. No. There's gonna be the time you move in there about 3 months from now. All right, that stuff is going high.
Yep.
So
I bought my
right.
house. Me and my wife bought our house in 2022.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
From 2022 to 2026, it's went up $40,000.
Come on with it. Shoot. Hey.
Right here in Crowley, Texas. We're right here in Crowley, Texas. So we right down the road.
Yeah.
We ain't far at all from the DFW. We still in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
But from in 4 years, it has went up $40,000.
Come on with it, man. The value of the home, and that's what it is.
It's going up. It's going up. You know, and the market's gonna always go up. It ain't never stopping unless it crashes or something like that. But you know, that's every once in a while. But that's all I got, man. I'm gonna continue to tune in, man. God bless you. Again, happy birthday, man. I hope you got that steak.
Yeah.
Sides of Larry Allen yesterday.
Yes, indeed, man. Oh yeah, that saltgrass steak, man. I bit my hand off, man, on one of them. But let me hold by like 20,000 though. Let me hold by like 20,000, man.
I got you.
Appreciate you, man. That's Kobe, man. Yes, indeed.
I got you, baby.
All right, appreciate you, man. Yeah, man, he gonna send me about 20,000, man. That's good. That's a good guy, man. See, it's good to have friends in high places like that. You just never know. Thou shall decree a thing, and it shall be established, huh? You know. So he gonna send me that money. I'm gonna let y'all know. You know. I'm gonna be over here like, Kobe. Oh yeah. Last name ain't Bryant, is it? Shoot, that's where he ducked off at. You know. Shoot. Shout out to Kobe Bryant too. All right, I got from the 201, and then I have the 210, which is too cool, and then I have the 206. So y'all make it right for us, man. For the 100 grand with the plan, man. What you got for me, man?
Was good, my boy. Was good. You ain't good yesterday, my boy.
Man. That steak, boy. Shoot. 28 days later, long. Yes, indeed. That steak didn't have a chance, boy. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And the smoked mac and cheese. Oh my gosh, man. Shoot. Yeah. I laid out like Family Guy, man. And they didn't even have that one on. See, normally I get like a T-bone or I get the tomahawk, but I didn't have the time to drive all the way to another location to get the tomahawk, so I went and got the next best thing, man. I got the ribeye. Yeah.
Okay, you can't go wrong with the ribeye. You can't go wrong with the ribeye.
Wagyu.
Yeah.
Marble eyes, man. Shoot. Hell yeah. So I'm good.
At your hand dog, you had to what you had?
Yeah,
the hen dog.
Man, come on with it on the big block. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put that double, make it a double on the big block. You know.
That's what I'm talking about, man. But man, look, man, Ocho and them, you know, it's proper. It's proper when you talk about the Cowboys, man.
Right.
Especially when you talk about them in a negative way, because that get us talking about it, and that's how they make their bread, man. Because you know, so I don't really, man. You know, I see what y'all doing.
Yeah.
Because he ain't had that smoke when it was time for his boys to stay together. Do what it take to
do what it take, man. Get on the phone.
Man, get up.
Get rid of David Mulugeta. Go get the other dude, you know.
It was time for them boys in Cincinnati to stay together, man. He wasn't talking like, oh, let him go on the open market, let him get his money.
Yeah. He
when it comes
deserved.
to George Pickens, let him get on the open market, let him do what it do. But he'll just do. You know, I ain't really tripping because even with A.J. Brown, he was like, imagine A.J. Brown with this team or that team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say it's just a Cowboy thing. Because he does that with all the wide receivers, except for the wide receivers that play for his team. And he wants them to stay together. Yeah.
No doubt.
You know, so it is what it is. It is what it is, man. And in regards to the draft picks, man, I want them to, if we can't get a veteran, if we can't get a dog, if we can't really get a move that'll shake things up, stay there and make the picks, man.
It just stay safe, man. Stay there with the 12th spot, man. Get a Sonny Styles.
If we can't get a Max Crosby or somebody to come in here, if we can't get him, stay there and make the picks, man. Stay there and make the picks.
And you spitting right at me with the truth, man. if I was pull pick, man, I've been watching football since 1993, and I'm gonna tell you, man, you got to get up there and move up and get Desmond Bain and them, man. I've been watching football, and then you got to take the under pick, and then you got to move up and get a Sonny Styles that make fights, man. I've been watching football. Hush your mouth, man. I've been watching football.
Where you get all this ammunition to move up? You move up with the first, then you move up and where you get all this ammunition to do that? We ain't gonna have no picks.
Yeah, no picks.
That's gonna be the 2 picks and that's it.
We already don't have day 2 picks, man.
What are you talking about?
2 things can't be true, though. 2 things can't be true. I do like Ruben Bain, but damn, I don't like Ruben that much, man. You know,
I don't want to move up and get nobody, man. I want to stay there.
Hey,
now, okay,
I played the
game, man. Lord, how many kids we seen in college be the best in college and then come to the league and can't bust a grade? Or it take them a couple of years.
Because I truly believe, just to be fair, I truly believe like last season, Abdul Carter, he's really good, right? But he didn't showcase that worthiness of being picked in the top 5 or top 6, what have you. So
he wasn't coming in a game record. No,
right.
He was not.
Yeah.
He was not. And and again, you boxed him in on that one. You boxed him in on that one. The Giants was complaining. The Giants was complaining. What's going on? This ain't the guy out of college that we thought we was going to get. He need to step up. Maybe he need to mature, or maybe they said all of that about him. You wouldn't know if you wasn't plugged into the Giants. You wouldn't know. They was talking bad about that kid. Maybe he need to mature more. I think he missed a meeting or something or got fined. Nobody says anything about that because he's not a Cowboy. He's not a Cowboy, so they won't say that. You know?
Yeah.
But that matters, man. And it's about the system. You can get the best college guy, but if he ain't in the right system, he's not going to flourish. I don't care who you get. This system that we got could turn the guys that couldn't bust a grade. You'd be like, man, is that the same guy we had? He been here for 3 years. Now he doing his thing.
Yeah.
So I need to see the system and the scheme, and let's get these guys in here, man, because defenses that's in the league, the good defenses turn anybody to make them good. How many times we say, we don't know nobody on that offensive line that play for this team. We don't know nobody that play on the offensive line that play for that team, and they doing their thing. How many times we gonna say that? So you can't, it ain't all about the names, it's the scheme. And he had the nerve to say scheme don't matter. Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, it does. How many players went to another scheme and couldn't produce out the league right now?
Yep.
Come on, what we say about Dak? Man, Dak is a wide receiver, man. He get paid. He do his thing. Look at Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb came here, got paid.
Yep.
Randall Cobb went to the Texans. Yeah, he went to the Texans, right?
Yep.
That's a great. Numbers fell off a mat. Amari Cooper left. Was he the same Amari Cooper that was here?
Shoot. But man, hey, it is for what it is, bro. Let me
these picks.
I got to bounce in a few, so I'm gonna let the other callers on, man. But man, I appreciate you calling in. 100 grand. Let people know where they can find and follow you and support you and all of that good stuff too. By the way,
follow me at Graphic Zone HD on Instagram. That's Graphic Zone HD, Instagram and Facebook.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. All right, so I know one person that's going to literally agree with moving up to get somebody from Ohio State, you know, and his name is Too Cool from the 210 UN, man. Talk to me, Ocho Cinco.
Hey, bro, how you doing today?
Doing good, man.
Hey, tell everybody don't kill me, because I know everybody think I'm Ocho, but I wasn't saying that shit about George Pickens. But like real quick to touch on the George Pickens, man, like, if you notice, man, like, out of all the years George Pickens been in Pittsburgh, and then like the 1 year he been in Dallas, like the dude was phenomenal this year. That outside of that one bad game when he didn't produce, and then they wanted to just attack his character off that one game.
They waited all season for that one game. That's that Detroit Lions game, right? Right.
Now you got everybody saying like, do you pay him this money because of this, and that? Like you really like having a conversation like, do you give him 120 million, 150 million, over $100 million because of his character? The man has been phenomenal since he's been in Dallas. The man is doing everything that he is supposed to do as a team player, and damn near, I would say, as a captain of the team on the offensive side of the ball right now. Of course, you pay Pickens. You got to get that done because you want that stability on the offensive side of the ball. You need that stability. I will say this though, when he made the comment about players playing the national championship and have that championship pedigree, when you talk about championship pedigree, is it in Miami? Was Miami in the championship last year? Did they make the playoffs last year? So like when you saying that, is it truly pedigree? I say no. When it comes to pedigree, for me, does Ohio State players have that pedigree? You can make a case for this recruiting class of 2023 and 2022. They have that pedigree. Right. Like I told you, the only player that I will ever move up for in this draft that's a consistent pro and display that that pro potential is Caleb Downs. I think if the Cowboys move up, it's to the 5th pick with the Giants. I think they can work out something with the Giants because I really truly think the Giants take a receiver in this draft. I think based off the 3 receivers in this draft,
I like Tate.
Lemons, Tate, and Tyson. Like one of them will be there at 12. I think one of them be there at 12. If one of them not there at 12, that's because they went off the board in the top 10 picks. Which in return, I think that the Giants either go for at the 5th pick. I think they go left tackle when they take that boy out of Miami, the left tackle. I think Caleb Downs. If he's there at 10, I think that's the best chance the Cowboys trade that pick to move up at the 10th and take Caleb Downs. But I do think it's a possibility that Caleb Downs can fall to 12. But I got a question. Based off the running back and what we have seen from running backs, if Love is on the board, Caleb Downs is on the board, and Sonny Styles is on the board, is that like an interesting conversation to have? Because do you bring Williams back at $10 to $15 million a year when you can get that rookie at a cheaper cost?
Here's the thing though, the free agency opens up before the draft, so you're gonna have to make that decision way before that time frame, and then you may be thinking with another side of thoughts, right? But if that possibility happens, right, I'm holding that spot for ransom. I'm on the phone and I'm trying to figure out, because just 3 guys, if the tags are touching, this is my thoughts on this. If the tags are touching Caleb Downs, Styles, and let's say Jeremiah Love, if the tags are only touching, if they value that these guys are somehow still in the same points matrix or whatever they do, far as what they do, far as their big board, then I'm picking up the phone saying, hey, that 12th spot looking pretty. And you might want to go up there to go get your wide receiver. Or you might want to go get your whoever to do something crazy in the combine, because you know how that goes too, that somebody's going to overdraft on a quarterback or a wide receiver or something that they're going to try to move up to that 12th spot. My thing is, what you have to do is not slide back too far where you still miss out on a Styles or you still miss out on a Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs. You don't want to miss out on all 3 of those guys, but you're in a good spot to trade back just a little bit and accumulate a day 2 pick or something of that nature. Because you don't have a day 2 pick. You don't have one at all.
Let me tell you what. I'm gonna tell you something. The Dallas Cowboys gonna nail this draft, but I need everybody to pay attention. A lot of things in life is built off relationships. If you have a phenomenal relationship with certain people, you're gonna do certain things for them. For example, right, you can have a lawn business, right? But based off your relationship or your grandma relationship with that elder over there, you might give that elder over there the cheaper deal than you just gave the past 3 houses, right? Because that relationship is already there, right? So I need everybody to understand. The way Jerry Jones is operating right now, he didn't trade Michael Parsons to get Kenny Clark just to let Kenny Clark walk, because when he lets Kenny Clark walk and for nothing, you feel that deal is a failure now because you let Michael Parsons potentially walk only for a first-round draft pick, right?
Right.
But you gotta keep Kenny Clark in the deal because Quentin Williams is in that deal too. I need everybody to understand the way we setting up this defensive side of the ball is really, really important. Go look at the free agents and look at the teams they free agents for, and look where we plucking these coaches from. So the relationships are set, right? Now everybody trying to start to tie Phillips from the defensive end from the Eagles to the Cowboys because of the coach, right? Yeah. If Nick Fangio retires, now you can almost say, based off relationship, if Jerry Jones can get the salary cap correct, do you got to go in the draft and get a defensive end? If you can get N'Kobe Dean to come to the Cowboys, and Quentin Williams' brother, Quincy Williams, say, you know what, my brother played for that team, I'm going to get a Cowboys discount because I want to be with my brother from the Jets. Do we go in there and got to get Sonny Style now? So that's why I say, to me, Caleb Downs become the most interesting factor in this when it comes to safety, because let's just say they get a bargain deal with, when I say bargain, I ain't talking about lowball the damn players. Let's just say they get a bargain deal based off relationships for a linebacker and defensive end, and they go in there and they get Tyreek Woolen, the cornerback. Do you have to go in the draft and say, I need a defensive end? Or can you literally say, my focus is Caleb Downs, and I just fixed four positions on the defensive side of the ball, and that might get us into the top 17, because you don't want to just say we're going to be top 5 instantly, but you can, at those 4 positions, when you add those 4 individuals to that team, do you say we move up to top 17 in total defense now? Never know.
You never know, man. Damn, that's a good point, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Hey, you have a great one, man.
What's up?
I can't wait till you get your channel going, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother.
Yes, indeed. That's a good call from Too Cool, man, from the 210. I get exactly what he's saying with that. Let me get to my guy, man, because I know it's getting close to 3 o'clock. And let me see. From the 206, MJ, you in the mix, man. Talk to me, man. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. And remember the sounds of soft souls. All right, I got my guy, man. It is Mike. It is Mike from the 757.
Hello.
Hey, man, Mike, what's good with you, bro? Talk to me, man.
Not much, man. Just getting the daughter from school, man. You know, the old father thing.
Yeah, the drive-up line. I know they were long, man.
Yeah, so it was a little bit long. Yeah. But, man, I was chiming in on that George Pickens piece, man.
Okay.
My man, Chad Ochocinco, is hating. Yeah. He's hating the entire time, man. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. You should want him to be paid by that. You see how happy that man look over here? Even when he was talking to Clarence Hill, man, he had the biggest smile on his face.
Yeah.
Look at my African American over here.
I gotta see. Chill. Yes, indeed. He was nice, man, laughing and everything. And that's what you really want, you know. I know we got a bad track record, a history, especially with not playing the guys early. But come on, man, we don't want this 3 years in a row. Come on, Jerry Jones.
Right. And I truly believe, I mean, I'm just taking a look at what Jerry Jones has done. Mm-hmm. Bringing in Quentin Williams. Right. Man, to me, that was a shocker. I don't know about anybody else.
Right.
But that shocked the hell out of me.
Being able to pull that off. Yep.
Right. Bringing in George Pickens at all was a shocker to me.
Right.
To me, that was the first move where I looked at Jerry and I said, "Hold on, he's thinking about something here." Yeah. But when he brought in Quentin Williams and gave up that first, I said, "Oh, he's trying to win something."
Yeah, he's trying to.
You know what I'm saying? He's not sitting back. And for all these analysts and everybody to sit back and watch this season and just think that Jerry Jones is going to let this man walk, you guys know absolutely nothing about football.
Fact.
Absolutely not. There's no way I'm gonna let a guy like that just walk off my. Now, if we just can't come to a deal, that's one thing. But no, we're going to. I can't stand when they highlight the fact that we haven't brought up contract talk. You think he's just not going to bring it up?
Right.
He's just going to walk out the building? Like, George, you can just go ahead and go. Like, the conversation is going to happen.
Right.
It's when it happens, is he going to accept it or not?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say one last thing here, man, about the draft. I was listening to I forgot who you had on the phone, but he said stay where we at. I'm kind of with that. And then I was thinking about the mock draft that you also showed too, where we banking on the Giants to get an edge rusher.
Right.
I don't think we could bank on that.
Okay.
You know, so I'm almost like, if we got to move, we got to move. But I just don't know, man. It's tricky because we got a lot of draft capital. I feel like we are controlling the draft a little bit this season with what we have.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know. I feel like we haven't been in a position where we had 2 firsts just in our face. And what to do with 2 firsts.
Yeah, like this, and then both of these picks are kind of like relatively kind of like upper, you know, like the 12th and the 20th.
Yeah.
This is not like the 27th, you know, or the 28th.
Yeah,
pick,
so. It's not the 32nd pick.
Right. So yeah, I feel what you're saying, man. I appreciate you for calling in, Chief. Yeah, you have a good one.
Yes, sir.
That's Mike,
man. Have a good one, man.
Yes, indeed, from the 757. I got somebody that's gonna represent the 901 differently from Pulpit Cowboy. Let me get him on the line from the 901. My dog, my brother from another mother. You live on the Nation, man. Talk to me, man.
Shout out Law Nation.
Shout out to you, man. Wait a minute, dog. When you coming in, I thought I was getting ready and everything. You gonna do this to me? You know? Where you at?
Man, I was walking up to this house, man, and I couldn't scream into the ring cam, man. All right, here we go, man. I done walked away from the house, man. Yeah. Shout out Loud Nation. Shout out Memphis. Shout out TSU. Shout out JSU. Shout out #1 black movie of all time, Mo Better Blues. Shout out Medicine Society. Shout out Boys in the Hood. Shout out. I'm out. I'm flaming out, man. I ain't got it today.
Hey, at least you gave me that, man. You got to represent 901, man, because Smooth, he was like, man, I watch football, man. Go get banged at all costs. Move all the way up, man. So what do you have for the Cowboys, man, on the 2026? Do you pay Pickens? Do you go out there and do you draft well? What do you got, man? Give me whatever you got, bro.
It's a no-brainer, Loud, man. Pay the man, and who cares how much he gets paid? Because the salary cap's going up every year. Next year it'll be somebody else. The year after that it'll be somebody else. So the money's always going to go up. So why are we worried about how much we're going to pay the guy? Right. Pay George Pickens. He makes CD better. He makes the offense better. I mean, if we can run the ball with George Pickens out there, CD can go for 200-300 yards a game with George Pickens out there. I don't want to hear that talk about, let's let Pickens walk and we can get some picks for him. No. Pickens is that guy. He's so much of that guy as CD gonna have to take a step back and be 1A and let Pickens shine, just like CD did with Amari. Amari took the back step and let CD shine. That's all I got. We see it every year. All we gotta do is look at Seattle. All we gotta do is look at New England and all the other playoff teams. Offensive line, defensive line, and work from there. We need a veteran middle linebacker.
Yeah.
I hear this talk about 3-4. I think our defense is going to be multiple. Let's get a veteran middle linebacker in there. I wouldn't draft Sonny Styles. I go for the back end. When was the last time we had a playmaking safety? I don't know. But, I mean, I'm tired. I'm walking up this hill, man.
But appreciate you, man. And Sexy Red said, where her shout out at, man? Sure. Appreciate you for the night.
Go over here. Shout out Glorilla. Shout out Gangsta Boo. Shout out Lil Chat. Inside the house. I'm out.
No doubt, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Glow, you know, and what happened to Shaka Khan's twin clone, Nicki Minaj, right? Oops, did I say that out loud? Jeez. All right, I got from the 409. What's on your mind? Talk to me.
Man, happy birthday.
Hey, man, appreciate you, Poindexter, man. Thank you so much, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you.
You know, today is my birthday.
Oh, man, happy birthday to you, man. Shoot. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah,
Aquarius'
for sure.
connection, man. Shoot. Yeah. February the 2nd to the 3rd, man. We 23 around here, man. Ain't Jordan birthday somewhere around the corner, somebody?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm the baddest person on the 3rd, so I don't care about nobody else. You hear what I'm saying? But what I wanted to say was I had to get in today because I get my Medicaid today. Okay. So I am 65 years old, and I am so happy because I am as old as the Cowboys. I've seen all the Super Bowls. I've seen everything else. Now, the best thing I like about what's happening right now is the new defensive coordinator. And I do believe that people like Shaddy, people like our DC, these are people that get on the phone. Right. To find out what's happening in the league, to find out where to get these things.
Right.
You remember, I know you said, you coined this phrase, you don't want to go to the buffet hungry. You know what I'm saying? By the time the draft get here, we don't want to be hungry when the draft get here. We want to work in free agency and get the people we need to get in so that when we get to the draft, we're not hungry in the draft. Now, I love Downs. I really hope we get Downs. And I'm not
Now, hold on. Now, you did quote it, but you didn't quote it right because I damn sure want to go to the buffet hungry. I want my belly touching my back when I go to that buffet. Now, you don't want to shop. You don't want to shop on an empty stomach. This is what I say. You don't want to go shopping because everything look good. You know.
Shop on an empty stomach. I'm sorry. I messed it up. I'm sorry.
You're good. I just picked it up, man. You know.
Empty stomach. Yeah. I know. No, I'm sorry. I said the wrong thing, you know. But you got me right. You got me right.
No, you good.
I really want. But what I really want to say is that, you know, you got to get Pickens signed, you know, and we got to work this free agency.
Facts.
You know, I said it before. I don't really look at the names and stuff, but I think you should have a chart of all the players on defense, all the free agency, and find out which are the best players and go for the best players. I know we can upgrade from what we have, especially at linebacker and secondary. We can also get a defensive end. But the thing is that we got to get out here. I remember one time Jerry Jones said, well, he just wait for the phone to ring. No, you got to pick up the phone. You got to pick up the phone. Yeah. You got to find out what's out there. You got to man the phones. You got to call everybody every day. You got to call coaches. You got to call coordinators. You got to call former players. You got to call everybody you can call and get this stuff done, man.
Thanks.
I don't try to get into the names and stuff as far as draft picks and this here and everything else, because usually when I start thinking of free agents that we want and this here, I get disappointed. So I'm not going to get into that. I ain't going to get into that disappointment this year. I'm just going to let them work and see what we do. I'm just going to let them work and see what we do. I am so happy for the defense coordinator. I've read up on him. I think they got the right man, and I think that he's gonna do something with this defense. A lot of people say, well, he just was a coordinator. He just was a secondary coach. He wasn't a defense coordinator. Well, that's the same thing with Shaddy. You know, Shaddy was a coordinator. He was never a head coach, you know. And I think Shaddy did a pretty good job in his first year. And I think that he is I think he's on point to getting this defensive coordinator. I think that's a Shaddy move more than anything else. I think that Jerry Jones, the best thing Jerry Jones can do is listen to the people that know and let the people work. Let the people that you hired do their job.
No doubt.
You can still be the figurehead and be on TV or whatever, but let the people that know do their job, and we got to get back on track, man. I'm tired of this losing, man. I'm ready to get out here. Look, you got Seattle and the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and I could care less about either one of them. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to see my team in the playoff. I want to see my team in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I got more years behind me than in front
of you. You come on with it, man. But
so I'm on the Jerry Jones watch. You
try to catch up with him, man. But in closing, man, what else you have for us, man? I appreciate you.
In closing, as I always say, your mental health is always important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how is your mentals?
Yeah. Oh well, I don't have to dial
How's your mentals?
988 today. I'm good today. Yeah, I'm good today.
All right then, cause like I said, today is my birthday, so I think about Mom, I think about all the people that that used to call me and wish me happy birthday and stuff and everything like this here. So it's a melancholy day for me. I celebrate still being here, but I think and I miss a lot of people at this time.
I know.
So I'm working on my mentals today, and I just want to tell you that I love you. God loves you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate you.
And just hopeful for another year, man.
And much love to you as well, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the flowers, man. And hey, happy birthday,
and
man.
I gotta do it.
Come on, boy. Shoot. The whispers have nothing on you, man. Appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's my guy, Poindexter, man. It's never a dull moment when he calls in. I'm glad that he hit 65. I'm trying to catch up with him. And now he got his card, and I don't know whether or not the card is still workable or usable, but especially during this administration. But I really appreciate him for calling in and sharing us with his time. Speaking of time, it's 2:53. I apologize to those 10 individuals that's waiting for to get on in, but I'm gonna make sure that I get to you, Corey, DP, DJ, Brandon, and the number from the 818. Call back in, man, tomorrow, and we're gonna have a great time. But speaking of time, that's all the time that we have right now. Unfortunately, I got a meeting to be at 3 o'clock, and I will surely give you guys what I'm doing now is a little different. I know the algorithm is the off season. You may see me move stuff around here and there on the channel, on the YouTube sides and on the Facebook side. There may be some things moving around, but that's me as an independent business owner, sports media business owner. It's difficult, right? You gotta deal with this, deal with that. So I'm just doing it all from cradle to grave, right? Sweat equity. I'm looking for an angel investor, somebody that can help a brother out, HBO me, right? Promise you, the coins that you give me, I don't need to touch. I just need for you to just present something so I can just sit in this seat and do what I love to do, right? 2 most important days of your life. The day you was born and the day you realize your purpose, right? And as long as you operate in your purpose, you don't have to do all of the other stuff, right? That's why we can have off-topic conversations. That's why we can have these long, and I mean long, shows. But if I was working for a network, you'd be like, hey, 30 minutes, we up out of here now. You know, hey, 1 hour, you know. I'll be live for a long time, man. Yeah, I need to have that meeting with Jerry. Jerry! Help me out. Law Dog, what's good with you? Hi. I see you in the chat, man. Down, boy. Down. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Boy, if I tell you how far off from 39, boy, but I appreciate you. If I still look 39, boy, 39 and fine, baby. Come on with it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ice Cold. And thank you again, Law Dog, Aquarius gang. Aquarius run the world. The water barrier, right? But we actually, the wind. We go with the flow. Regardless of this situation and departing, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to you, Queen Cowboy. I see you in the chat. She's your queen to be. Appreciate you, lady. Bama Boy says, Law, don't drink too much today. HBD. Appreciate you. It makes the beard grow. They say that prize fighter continue to swing even when he's down. Even when the lights are out, you're thinking that, hey, this person got no rhyme or reasons of how they can stand tall in this ring. But I got to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. When the end times come for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one, as Jim Rowan. And when you're up against the struggles, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fall. You may conquer. See it through. Black may be about you, the clouds. But don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If worse is bound to happen, in spite of all that you do, remember this one thing. Running from it will not save you at all. You got to keep your head high and eyes all the way through the finish and see this through. Because that's what the legends done. Emmitt Smith, Roger Staubach. They was able to continue to see these things through. Because they knew that even if hope seemed being rejected within the confines of these pathways that we are taking, no, they continue to fight it all the way through. And they saw it. They held it. Michael Irvin, the playmaker that he is, prime time for your mind, all of those boys. That's the similarities that they have. They continue to fight. We just got to keep that mindset together over here. Alvin Harper, Tony Hill, Drew Pearson. Boy, the list is long. But that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.